Welcome to Loco Gringo, Mexico, the place where we transform a tourist into a traveler, because you deserve to see more of the world than just what's in a guidebook. Each week, we talk with amazing locals who know the Riviera Maya and Yucatan like only a local can, and get them to share their tips and insights on the local scene, culture, and cuisine from a local's perspective. So, pour yourself a margarita, grab a comfy chair, and let's get the show going.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. I hope you have a pen and paper handy. Go grab one if you don't, because we're going to get some tips on some great places in Playa del Carmen, the Riviera Maya, from a local woman who started coming to the area in the late 1990s and in 2001 made it her home. So let's find out what she's got to share with us today. Hi everybody, this is Kay at Loco Gringo. So happy to have you with us today, and I'm going to introduce you to a great woman from Playa del Carmen, Arielle Thomas Newman. And she moved from Kansas City to the Riviera Maya back in 2001, but her history takes her all over the map, and so I'm really excited to hear about her story and how she shares her adventures here in the Riviera Maya with us. Hi Arielle, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Kay. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks. So, Arielle, you got to tell me. I really am curious. Is how did you wind up at the Riviera Maya? Well, Kansas City is quite a long ways from LA, San Francisco. I know you spent some time in Hawaii and Australia. Can you give us a little bit of background on your adventuresome life and how you wound up here in the Riviera Maya?
Well, I was more surprised than anyone to end up in Mexico. That was never in my vision when I was younger, but good fortune shined on me, and I've been here now for 15 years, and I really love it, and I'm glad to be here, and it's been a great life and a great lifestyle to be here. I'm a yoga teacher, and I'm also a writer and a choreographer, and I've been lucky enough to do the things that I was doing up in Kansas City down here in Playa del Carmen, even 15 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, you'd mentioned to me earlier that you've also spent time in places like Hawaii and in Australia. How did you wind up in the Riviera Maya? Because to me, those both sound like sexy locations as well.
They are, but they're so far away. And when my husband and I had an urge to move to a beautiful beach location, and he had an opportunity to sell his part of the family business back to the family, we started looking at places that were no more than 2 hours flying time from the continental U.S. Because having lived in Australia, I just knew that it's a lonely place to be, in that you're never going to run into anybody from home walking down the street. Anyone that you meet is going to be new, and I loved my time there, but I wanted to have a place where people could just hop on a plane and come down and visit us and be here quick. And it's worked out that way. We've been lucky. We've had our best friends in Kansas City, Missouri side. That's important for people who come from that area. Come and enjoy this area as much as we do, and stay for 2, 3, 4, sometimes 8 weeks at a time in the winter time. So we get to have the best of both worlds. Our good friends from Kansas City and family, and also our new friends in our life down here.
That's great. And now, when you moved down here, it's Yoga by the Sea, which is what the longest running studio here in Playa del Carmen, right?
Yes, I am. I don't want to say it the wrong way, but I'm the oldest yoga teacher, or I'm not really the oldest perhaps, but I'm the one that's been teaching the longest in this area. And I have trained many other teachers who are now teaching and have their own studios and their own classes here. I was lucky. I was down here originally in the late 90s because I had a friend of mine who was a travel agent, and she discovered Akumal, and we would come down here on these fam trips where they still gave travel agents free trips to check out resorts and places. And so she got these fam trips for Las Casitas and Acamal, which are still marvelous, by the way. And so I would come down here with her maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And then I said, well, why don't I start teaching yoga retreats down here? So I have some spending money and can cover my plane fare and things like that. So I started presenting yoga retreats both in Acamal and in a couple of resorts like the El Dorado Royale Resort, and also on Isla Mujeres starting around 97, 98. And then when my husband and I had that opportunity to move, we decided to check, the coast out down here. So we started in Cancun and we drove all the way to Tulum, and we checked out Cancun, Puerto Morelos, Puerto Aventuras, Acamal, Tulum. Tulum was too small and too far away, but Playa was just right. Although when we moved here, Playa was very small. There was only one stoplight, and that was, you might remember this, Kay,
I do.
on the corner of Juarez and 10th Avenue, and there was only one gas station, and it was really provincial. It was sandy streets. You had to go to, I think there were only like 2 places where you could use the internet. We'd ride in our bicycles with our computers and hook into send emails back. It was a different lifestyle, to be sure. But I love it now. Actually, Playa is probably more like how I would have enjoyed it when we first moved here. When we first came here, it was really the wild, wild west. It was rough and tumble. We didn't know anybody. We didn't know the language. I'm still not a fabulous Spanish speaker. I can get by. I can teach them classes and order in restaurants and have basic conversations, but I'm not real fluent. And right now, I just love where Playa has come. We have a cultural arts center, a performing arts center that's quite beautiful, and we're hearing symphony concerts and seeing dance performances and things that I really enjoy that give the area more than just beaches to enjoy, and that's important for somebody like me who came from the arts.
No, Playa's come a long way. The whole Riviera Maya coast has, but Playa's been able to, it's rounding itself out a little bit more from being just a regular beach town to having things like the arts and sports and music and everything. So it's been quite an interesting transition over the years.
It is, and it's been interesting to watch that wave and still be able to appreciate the beauty, the natural beauty. Because once you get off of Fifth Avenue, which is the main walking street, as some of your listeners know, you're at the beach. It's still gorgeous. I mean, you go down there and you see the sunrise in the morning, or I also like the sunset. And it's healing, it's rejuvenating, that fresh air. Cleans out your lungs and the negative ions from the water on the shore. It's a very healthy place to live and to visit.
No, I totally agree with you. The way of life that we have is just absolutely incredible with the sunshine, fresh air. We don't have the smog and everything like you have in some of those other places up in the United States and around the world. So Arielle, can you tell me, how was it starting your business in yoga? Was it just a natural for you, or did you try other jobs or anything like that before you said, you know what, I'm going to do yoga by the sea and this is it?
Well, I was lucky. I ran into a woman who had a gym here, Cindy Burke, and she was just about ready to leave on pregnancy leave, and she asked me if I would cover her yoga classes. That was the only place that you could really take yoga in town, and so while she was on her pregnancy leave, I went ahead and took her classes over, taught them for about 2 or 3 months, actually. And then when she came back to teach, then I was able to start teaching in a beautiful spot inside the Alhambra Hotel, which maybe some people remembered, right on 8th Calle at the beach. And there was a woman there who owned the hotel, Monique, who actually taught some Kundalini classes, but I was the first person who really came in and made a yoga school, and I utilized this beautiful studio there in the hotel overlooking the water. And I taught there for many years, and it just happened. It was really natural. That part of moving here was flowing. That worked really well. That's one of the reasons why I felt like, oh, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be, because that was not a lot of effort for me to do. And I also got at that same time an opportunity to choreograph a musical, Jesus Christ Superstar, that Shane Northcutt directed. He's a director from Canada, and he's directed many plays here since then, musicals that utilize local youth talent. And I got to choreograph that show, and I also had an opportunity to write articles about healthy living, yoga, meditation, and healthy food for the Playa Times too. So I was able to do the same things basically I was doing up in the States, but down here, which was utterly amazing, but it just happened. So I'm very grateful.
It's great because I know some people come and, you know, they want to start business and things, and it doesn't come as easy for them. And it sounds like you had just the perfect sequence of events and opportunities that came your way. And it's funny you mentioned Cindy, because I knew Cindy when she lived in Puerto Aventuras and worked at the gym there. That was back in the early 1990s.
Well, you go further back than I do here.
It's small. It's a very small world, huh?
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
So I was in the Alhambra for a number of years, and then I had a nice studio space at Cool Beach Club, up above the beach club, a beautiful open air place, but it had a roof and side curtains that we could put down when it became rainy, and that was lovely. I had that space for about maybe 4 or 5 years, and then for the last 2.5 years, I've been teaching at a gorgeous spot. It's my favorite studio space so far, on top of the roof of Soho Playa Hotel, which is
beautiful.
Isn't it a cool place? It's a boutique hotel. Then you must know that on Calle 24 and Avenue 10th, right kitty corner from Biblos Restaurants, which is one of my favorite restaurants still here in town. And we have a covered space. The rooftop has a pool. You can see over to the sea. It's 3 blocks from the ocean. When you look out, you see sky. When you're laying on the floor in Shavasana, you're looking at blue sky and clouds. And when you look down, when you're standing up, you see trees.
Nice. Now, do you primarily teach Kundalini classes, or do you have a variety of classes that you teach?
I don't teach Kundalini at all, actually.
Okay.
No, I teach Hatha yoga. I have a background in dance and also Iyengar style yoga, which is very alignment oriented in terms of how you're doing the posture and the structure and your form. I've taught vinyasa, which is the flow kind of yoga, for many years, but I've taken the focus of the studio in these last 3 years into more of a Hatha-based program. One, because nobody is teaching it in town, and there's not really any places that you can go to get a really good, well-rounded yoga class that doesn't involve a lot of heavy-duty flow. And for some people, that flow is fabulous, but for a lot of people, it just doesn't work for them. People who are maybe not as flexible, people who are starting back in yoga after a long absence, people who are starting yoga for the first time. And so I think that we have a wonderful offering to people who want to try yoga and are a little bit hesitant because they don't know so much about the beautiful health-giving form of yoga.
No, I agree. And I know the first time I went to a yoga class, I was very intimidated, and now it's part of my life. And I think it really has a lot of healing benefits to a lot of people. Certainly, it's one of the more gentler types of exercises out there. I did my little bit on CrossFit, and that was definitely not for me. So yoga is definitely one of those things that I would encourage anyone to try.
But it's not so soft too either. It depends on the teachers and and what you're doing in a class, but it's certainly not like a CrossFit experience where you have those big discs that weigh like 50 pounds you put on the top of your back. That looked crazy to me.
Oh,
But
it's crazy. It's crazy, yeah. And it's like almost like hot CrossFit. When you're doing CrossFit in Playa with the humidity, it's insane.
But people ask me, do we teach hot yoga down here? Not intentionally, but we're one of the only studios in town that have an open air facility, which is quite nice. So every place is going to be hot in the summer months. But in our studio, at least in the summertime, we have open air coming in, and it's really quite pleasant. So if I can talk about the classes a little bit.
Please go right ahead.
Okay. We offer morning classes Monday through Friday at this time of the year at 8:30, which is a Hatha flow, which is a mixture of Hatha postures, but then we put in some sun salutation variations in there. And then at 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, we have yoga for beginners and yoga for everybody. So those classes are for people who want to have a little bit more gentle of an experience. And then on Monday nights, we have community classes. 6 o'clock class is a Hatha class, our Sunset Hatha, and 7:15 at night we have a restorative class. And that's also a class that is not taught very many places in town either. So a lot of people take both classes. They're priced for visitors and for locals at a very reasonable rate. Locals only pay 50 pesos per class, and visitors only $5 per class. We wanted to give back to the community. I feel so strongly that this is my home. I love being here, and I want to give back some of what I feel like I've received. And so we've had those Monday night classes now for about 5 months, and they're popular, and it's a beautiful thing when that sun is setting and you see that golden red ball start to drop and you're in class. It's really calming and rejuvenating.
Beautiful. So, Arielle, can you tell me Playa's changed a lot. What keeps your passion? What fuels your passion to keep going every day and to not pack up and move somewhere else? Do you have anything that you can say, this is what really keeps my energy going?
Well, my work, really, because I love what I do. I'm a born teacher. I was a dancer, a choreographer. I started a few modern dance companies with some friends in Australia and in Kansas City. And then down here, I'm a good person at starting things. And so I have also started yoga teachers training courses. I've been teaching people how to be teachers now for about 15 years. This fall, starting in November 9th through December 5th, we'll have another 200-hour yoga teachers training course. It's acknowledged and certified by the Yoga Alliance in the United States. And I get to meet people from all over the world. I think that's it. It's the people. Because you're just not meeting one type of person here. I've had people come through my courses who are now teaching in Japan, China, England, Portugal, Canada, the U.S., Mexico, Germany, and it's that diversity that keeps my job interesting and keeps me going. And so on the work level, that's that part of it. But also just the beauty, like I was saying, that I can go down, we live pretty close to the sea. I can go down like at 6 o'clock in the morning and watch the sunrise. I just think it's a fabulous lifestyle. Plus, there's all these, in town, there's some great new places that I've really enjoyed. Do you want to talk anything about restaurants or
Oh,
places?
yes, I was going to get to that. Yes, you have some secret spots you want to share with us?
Yes, well, you know how that is. You hate to share your secret spots.
I know.
But I'm happy to do so because they're good, and I think it will also help some friends of mine who are doing a great job.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you been to El Jardín? It's the restaurant that Paula Harbrink and her husband Honza have. That's right off of 10th. It's on, let me see, make sure I'm giving you the right directions. It's, do you know where Le Bleu is?
Yes, I do.
All right, so that's on the corner of 10th Avenue and Avenue 20, Avenida 20. And so El Jardín is just in the half block towards 15th from there. And they have a beautiful restaurant. You walk in and you're like in Shangri-La. They have beautiful trees and shade. The food is delicious. There's classical music playing, organic eggs. There's the prices are really good. They have lunch as well. They close around 6 o'clock in the evening. And then once a week, Paula is a performer, a singer. Once a week on Friday nights, they have the Noche de Divas. And they have a cabaret performance. And Paula sings, and then she invites other people who are singers. And so it's semi-operatic, popular, very, very nice that you can sit there, have a light meal, have a glass of wine, you're under the stars, a little cabaret performance. I love that place. I would highly recommend that.
What kind of food do they have?
Well, they have Mexican food.
It's all Mexican, okay.
Yeah, but they also have, I can get stuffed cabbage. I think that must be from Honza, her husband's background. He's from the Czech Republic. So I can get a stuffed cabbage, which I have a background. My mom came from Lithuania, and so that's kind of like home cooking to me. And cochinita bill, fish specials. They have a lunch for only, I think, 99 pesos. That includes, a salad, very nice salad, and a drink. I think that's a lovely spot. It's gorgeous on the inside. There's like a little oasis when you go there.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I also like that new Thompson Beach Club restaurant, and it's part of a hotel that's on the foot of 8th Calle and the beach. It's a great place to have a drink, a cocktail. It's right on the beach. It's got shade. They have a really nice brunch on the weekend. I think that's a good place to go. Have you tried that yet?
No, I haven't. I've heard a lot about it, and you know what? When it gets to be the weekend, I'm just too lazy to go up to town and to Playa to go out. But it's always very tempting.
It's a nice location, and I like this place. It's been around for a while, but they have a new ownership. It used to be the Cacao Hotel, but now it's called Latitude 20 by Live Agua. It's on 5th Avenue and Calle 32nd, and on the base floor, there's a little restaurant. The food's not so good but the setting is so lovely. If I was on a honeymoon, or if I wanted to have a romantic, quiet courtyard place to hang out, I would go there. They have this restaurant that's called Nibs, Nibs, and I think you might have done a review for that a few years ago.
Yeah, I've been there. I think when they first opened, I went, and there were some things I liked and some things I haven't. I'm glad to hear they're still in business.
Yeah, but then again, I wouldn't be ordering a lot of food there. I would order, I don't know, a drink or coffee or something like that. But there's this gorgeous mural that's there.
Oh, the mural's
and they have
great.
Trees there and a pond, and up on the roof of that place, they have pools and a great view of the sea. You can order cocktails, and if you pay a fee or you spend so much money in your food, you can use the pools up there, and that's like an upstairs oasis. I like it up there a lot too.
Oh no, it's absolutely beautiful. I love going. I've been up there for cocktails at like happy hour time, and just lovely place to watch the sunset, and just a different view of Playa del Carmen. And
if any of your listeners like coffee, there's a cool little coffee shop called Cafe Antoinette that's on the street going to the ferry dock to go to Cozumel.
Oh, really?
And it's a French bakery, and they play French music, wonderful croissants and baked goods, really good espresso. It's air conditioned on the inside, and yet the doors are open, so you can sit at these little cafe tables and look out onto the street and see people coming off the ferry. or going towards the ferries. That's cool. And then I like this new place called Das Brot, Dasbrot. It's a new bakery that's the efforts of a woman by the name of Anya, who used to run one of the natural food markets on Tuesdays, and she opened up her own bake shop, and that one is a little bit not out of the way, but you have to look for it. Let me see if I can find my notes on it. It's on Avenue 40 with Calle 10. So it's right on 40. Actually, it's the street that you go down to get to the phone company to pay your bill down there.
Okay.
And at Calle 10. And it sits off the street a little bit, but they have delicious baked goods and coffee and homemade granola that you can buy to take away. And once a month, it's a good Facebook page to join, Das Brot. Once a month, she has like a all-day brunch on Saturdays that's reasonably priced, and they have picnic tables there, so you can meet people from Playa, locals, and I think that's hard too when you're coming in and you don't know anybody. Maybe you're a woman traveling alone. You'd like to, find some people just, to hang out there. People speak English there, and you can meet people and have a good tea or coffee and have this yummy, yummy baked goods and just have a nice little morning time.
Wow, that's great. No, I'm gonna have to check it out. I love a good cup of coffee, and of course, French pastries. You can never really go wrong with those.
No. Well, hers are more German. The ones over at Cafe Antoinette are the French ones.
Okay. That's I was confusing Das Brot and Cafe Antoinette. Okay. All right. Now I know where Cafe Antoinette is for sure, but I'll have to check out Das Brot. Because I haven't even heard of that one, so that's a great tip for sure.
Yeah, that's it's newer, and then some of my favorites in Playa are restaurants that have been here for quite a while. I like Rolandi's. It's the Italian restaurant on the south side of town in that Paseo del Carmen shopping center, which has grown quite a bit, and they're always reliable for fresh fish. I find it's ironic, but sometimes it's hard to find a good piece of freshly caught fish here. But Rolandi's always does a great job with their fresh fish. And La Tarea on the beach, on 2nd and the beach, it's, I think, the oldest restaurant in town, very inexpensive. You can have fish, a cerveza, chips, and the bill won't be any more than like 90 pesos. It's a great place to be.
Yeah, and it's absolutely a Playa del Carmen classic for sure.
It is. Yeah, you can't go wrong there.
Wonderful. Any other last minute tips? Because my God, this is just great. We could talk to you all day.
Well, I would like to just mention, if somebody wanted to go out of town, I was in Solomon Bay a couple months ago, which is a bay that's south of Akumal and north of Tulum, and you drive in and you have to pass a guard stand, and then you turn right and you go all the way down the road, not too far, but it's down the road, and there's a restaurant there called Chamicos. Now, the restaurant itself is not so great, but the bay, that Solomon Bay, is gorgeous. And so what I would recommend is go there pretty early in the morning, bring surf shoes, because there's a lot of seashells there, because you need some surf shoes to get over the seashells. And it's a very quiet, gorgeous bay. And I would bring my stuff and go to the far end of where the restaurant is, because they have shade there, and just put my stuff there. It's safe. Only order a cerveza and ceviche, so that, it's okay to use that area, and just spend the day there under the palm trees. Like I said, it's quiet, it's gorgeous. And then the other place that I've been to recently I really enjoyed was Valladolid. It's a little town that sits, if you can think of a triangle of Playa, Cancun, and then a little triangle that goes to the left or west. It's about a 200-year-old town, and I love the art there. The art and the culture, very laid back people. And I'm going to do a 4-day Valladolid yoga, art, and food retreat there in October. So if people want to know about that, they can check my website, morethanyoga.com. Morethanyoga.com.
All right, morethanyoga.com. And Arielle, also I'll send you, we just recently published a new city guide for Valladolid, which is available on Amazon. And so I will send you a copy.
Fabulous.
All right, that's
well,
more
then
than...
You're alternate to Valladolid then.
Oh yeah, no, love Valladolid. It's changed a lot over the years, all in good ways, and I think it's really a hidden gem that is going to soon be discovered. But I know a lot of people are already going there. But the town is just delightful. The art is great. The food is great. It's reasonably priced.
Yep.
And now there's going to be a yoga retreat. And what's that URL again? Your website for that retreat? many W's, morethanyoga.com. Morethanyoga.com. Great. There'll be a link on our show notes for anybody who wants to get more information on More Than Yoga and the retreat that Arielle's doing. Arielle, where else can people find you for classes or any information that you've got going on your events and activities?
Our Yoga by the Sea Facebook page has information about our ongoing classes and also information about our upcoming yoga teachers training course in November. And I'm always interested. Oh, and also, we have More Than Yoga. So the more than of the More Than Yoga is that people can also connect with me in order to take some great Spanish classes and to hook up with some good Mexican cooking classes. So
beautiful.
Thanks so much for calling.
Oh, no problem, Arielle. And you please, I want to put you in touch with Paulina, our concierge, and so we can put get some more information for you about your services, cooking classes, and yoga and everything. Make sure we've got all your information so we can get it out to all the people who follow us on locogringo.com. And I appreciate your time. If there's anything we can ever do for you, please feel free to reach out, and I'll definitely be in touch with you via email. So
okay, sounds great.
Thanks so much, Arielle. You have a great afternoon.
You as well.
All
right. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Well, I just want to say namaste, Arielle, for your time today, and a big thanks to all of you for listening. I invite you to visit our website, locogringo.com, and if you'd like today's show notes, you can go to locogringo.com/podcasts, and you will see our podcast for Arielle today. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And if you have any questions, think of anything, or you can't reach Arielle and you want some more information, please just email me, askk@locogringo.com. Hasta la vista.
Thanks for listening. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe. For links, show notes, and more information, head on over to locogringo.com or give us a call toll-free at 800-478-0081.
Porque se tragó la luna, estaba enferma la rana, su madre soba que soba, dedos de pluma la panza, pensó ranita que luna era una toronja blanca, y aunque la luna es de leche, la leche estaba cortada. Croa, croa, dedos de pluma, croa, croa, dedos de agua, croa, croa.